guys, Raphael here, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you say podcast? Dudettes! You're listening to the podcast on the Gatecast Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bobby Curnow, Chief Turtle Editor at IDW Publishing, and you are going to have a shell of a good time inside the Pull Bag.
Hello and welcome to the Pull Bag. This is episode 425. That's right, folks, 425 episodes of the Pull Bag. We are 75 away from 500. I am, of course, TFG and Mike. Joining me for the, at least final time in August, for our TMNT month that we've been doing, is Mr. Joe Reed. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And we are basically continuing on from the end of issue 99 / the end of Shredder in Hell with TMNT issue number 100. Holy crap.
It is a milestone issue. The IDW folks have blown past 72 and reached this lovely, even number of 100.
Yep.
10 sets of 10. No turtle book has made it that far. Although at some point I do need to do the math and figure out how many comics there were from Mirage's volumes 1, 2, and 4. Because I don't care what happens in season 3 or book 3, volume 3. It doesn't count because it's Image and it's weird. Someday we'll read it, I'm sure. But add that and then add in the Tales of the Turtles volumes 1 and 2, and to see how many issues that is, and compare it to how many issues the IDW Turtles have done, and see who really is further ahead. And I think I'd have to I think IDW, when you include all of the mini-series and the one-shots and the free comic book day review catch-up things, that IDW probably blew through it a long time ago.
Yeah. They probably did. Who knows, though?
I will know soon, someday.
Yes.
Someday I'll sit down and do that.
I'm trying to see if this is something that we can cover or not. So let's see. Okay. Since we're talking about this, and since we're talking about issue 100, I have the IDW June 2021 solicits for August. So issue number 120 of the main ongoing should be out this month here in August. People probably already have it by the time they hear this episode, because this episode will be the second to last episode of the month. Issue number 120 of Turtles, cover A, is done by Jody Nashijima. Sophie Campbell is on writing. A protest at the Mutanimals headquarters turns violent and threatens to destabilize Mutant Town permanently. TMNT allies and enemies rush to take advantage of the situation, but not before Old Hub makes a surprise decision that will shake allegiances. Dun dun dun. And then, hopefully, I assume this will be out in August, because issue 3 kind of got delayed a lot. TMNT, The Last Ronin, number 4 of 5. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Tom Waltz, Kevin Eastman, Isu and Isaac Escorza, along with Ben Bishop, with a few key allies, and the Ronin takes on the greatest risk yet to infiltrate Baxter Stockman's Tech Island. What happened many years ago to set the Ronin on this quest for vengeance? Find out in this action-packed penultimate issue.
Oh, boom, boom.
Dun dun dun. Speaking of action-packed issues, issue 100, folks. Holy crap. Yeah. So we start out with Splinter in his astral plane meditative place that I love when they do this with him, because I love the psychedelic background colors and the energy around it, and it's so cool.
And I like my Splinter getting all metaphysical like that. And I'd love to someday that they spend a little time dealing with how he learned to do that sort of thing, because that is fantasy and otherworldly. The one who meditates so hard, so deep that they levitate or can communicate with the other side.
Yeah.
I can buy reincarnation, but I don't know if I can go that far. But no, it's not Splinter. He can do whatever he wants because it's a comic book and it's awesome. And but I'd love to see that. Like, where does he learn this part of it?
I don't know if we ever will see that, considering what happens at the end of this.
Yeah. There is that.
I mean, spoilers ahead, folks, if you don't already know. And besides, issue 100, I mean, I just read the solicitation for 120, so issue 100 has been out for a while. So if you're coming here hoping for a spoiler-free discussion, you better listen to a different podcast. Because holy crap, I was not expecting that. And now I'm like, because again, as I've said before, I read for the podcast. I also read for enjoyment, but I don't want to read these things when they first come out because I don't want to on the podcast, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I wasn't really thrilled with that. And that, like, I want to have that fresh reaction. I want to have that holy shit reaction kind of thing, at least for me on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a very, oh crap. So we get Splinter doing his metaphysical thing, and we see events of what is going on with Takeshi. Tetsuo is back, and he got the vessel, all hail the dragon, and Kitsune is doing her things. I was not expecting April to show up to challenge Kitsune.
Yeah, I can't remember when that happened. Those 4 panels look like flashbacks to me.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
But it's only flashbacks to would have only been flashbacks to episode 100, because that's where all of that happened, but...
Yeah. You know, and we get to the battle, and we get to Kitsune with the Kirino Ken, and Karai shows up to stop her, and the demon, Karai's like, step aside, I cannot, it's true, I hold the Kirino Ken, and I'm gonna put it inside Shredder's headless body.
Wait, okay. What?
I don't know. She's laying the sword on his chest, like, literally, it looks like she's about to cut his balls off with that red thing. I don't know. I don't know. So we get to the turtles, and they are fighting the Foot along with Angel and Alopex, and Alopex is like, uh-oh, my eyes just went red because Kitsune is doing something that she shouldn't be.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah, she knows. And we get Bop and Rock along with the 2 zombified Slashes and Bishop, and man, this battle right here. Whew.
Yeah, I like this for the Bebop and Rocksteady stuff here, where they're bantering back and forth while boxing them. I get a little nerdy, geeky excited when I think about how IDW just made those 2 absolute brutes. They're just unstoppably, mind-numbingly strong, and they're beating up the 2 Slash clones. But the banter going back and forth, I cannot help but hear that in the animated series voices.
Oh, absolutely! It's most definitely. Oh crap! What's his name?
Is it Cam Clark?
Yeah, Cam Clark and Barry Gordon. Yes. I was trying to think. I can't believe I forgot Cam Clark's name. And I love the scene where Jenny's like, it's getting hard to tell who the bad guys are. Nah, Jenny, it ain't that hard. And we have Casey versus Hun, and that's just sad. It really, really is.
How far they've fallen out of.
Yeah. Yeah. And we get back to Kitsune with her headless horseman, and we have Karai trying to face the demon. And this is just creepy to me. How can somebody put a helmet on a headless person? Like, it just doesn't look right at all. It's great art. I'm just saying the visual of it. Like, there's not. I don't know. There's no essence. There's no nothing. It's just a vessel.
It's a delightful amount of. I think the image of that is kind of Rider-ish, even before the flames are the red spirit energies around there. Like, man, that's sinister. There's room for a villain to look like that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very, very creepy, cool, and just all kinds of weird. And then we get back to the O'Neills, and apparently Splinter has had the skull of Orokosaki here the whole time. Oh boy, I do love this.
Yeah, we hit it
scene.
back here in issue 60.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, issue 60? Wait a minute, what? Yeah, like we've said, folks, since we started doing this series, Tom and Bobby and Kevin and everybody, they plan for the long haul, and they will, oh, that's a deep cut. Oh, trust me. They do a lot of deep cuts in this. We have a nice moment with Splinter, April, and April's parents, which I really love. I love that quiet moment where we find out that that's what they were hiding the whole time, and and we even see that Mrs. O'Neill is cleaning up Splinter's wounds, and it's such a nice little breather before we get back to the battle between Leo and Bishop.
I love that Miss O'Neill's cleaning Splinter's wounds.
Yeah, that is awesome. And Bishop's whole thing throughout all of this is, he always learns from his mistakes. He adapts. He does this. He does that. Adapt, overcome, and never stop. And never stop upgrading. And this is just creepy.
Yeah, this is neat where this is going. Breaking Leo's sword, Leo using his other sword to cut the hands off, and then like, no, I learned from that, and now he has electrical blasters out of his wrists. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, but his whole head explodes. Like,
that was Raph saving him. I think he was about to like Superman eye.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the Psy is yeah. So yes, he was about to laser blast Leo, and then I forgot in the as Raph's Psy, and he makes the head explode. Okay, I got it now. Then come out, 'cause I ain't done yet. And this is one hell of a Raph moment. Raph and Leo. So there's a moment in, I forget which issue it is. I had screen capped it, and I think I threw it up on Facebook somewhere or whatever else, where you see Raph just looking completely sad and just completely hurt and whatever. This is in one of the other issues. It's in one of the things that we've covered this month. And you see this panel here with Leo just saying "Raph!" exclamation point. It's that kind of facial shot, but of Raph, and I was like, oh, that's a nice juxtaposition between the two turtles, where the last one that we saw of a close up of them was Raph just looking like, somebody stole pepperoni or something. And now this one, Leo's just kind of like got this shock on his face, And Bishop's like, no, stop, monster, come out, or I'll rip you out.
Yeah.
And Leo tackles him. Kill Bishop, get a hold of yourself. I love this. This reminds me so much. It's more violent, but this reminds me of the fight from the original TMNT film, where Donnie and Mikey are like, fight, kitchen. And then later,
me of the TMNT animated CG animated movie where they're fighting on the roof.
Yep.
And then Raph has that kind of breakthrough when he almost beats him.
Yep. Yeah. And he sees, Leo does calm him down, and you see the confusion on his face. And you just see him breaking down, and that That one page, it's all right. I've got, God, it's so good. So good.
Like he's finally broken.
Yeah, like he's finally out. He's released the anger enough, or he's gotten over whatever had happened to him. Because I think you had said, didn't something happen? Oh, that's right, Target R. That's right.
Yep.
That's
You mentioned the Bishop thing.
Yep.
And this also was he had just gone to work with Old Hob and helped Old Hob do some of that dirtbaggy stuff.
Yep. We get back to the battle with Casey and Jenny, basically kicking foot butt. It's time for look out! And here comes Anchovy, stupid freaking. We have Hun gonna try to control the slashes again and fight Bebop and Rocksteady, and I did not notice this at first, but I noticed it now. Doing what's got to be done. He's basically, putting his two fists together, and that basically makes the slash weapon knock Bebop and Rocksteady's heads together, kind of like how Mo would usually knock Larry and Curly's heads together.
Yeah.
I know that's not what what Hun's intention was, but yeah. We have Casey versus his dad, which is it's a thing, all right.
Yeah, and while Hun is going through the argument and using his hands to talk, the slash clone is doing the motions as well. He's distracted, kind of being controlled by that.
Yep. Where Bishop's like adapt, and Leo and Raph are, Leo's trying to bring Raph up and telling him how strong he is and how he stopped helping Hob when he realized what Hob was doing. And then we get back to Casey and his dad, and it's like, these things ain't human, Casey. They ain't even animals. They ain't nothing but dirty, stinking monsters. I couldn't agree more, Mr. Jones. And then Bishop decides to electrocute everybody. And Raph's like, freaking scum's harder to take out than a cockroach. That's all right. So's our family.
Like, Raph, we're not, no.
What?
he's like calling his family cockroaches.
True.
Not directly, but...
Yeah. We have Leo and Raph going after Bishop and Hun with the slash weapon, and because the weapon or Bishop attacked Jenny, Casey's like, don't die on me. I'm not dying, Casey. I'm just catching my breath. I love this. Because, again, it doesn't seem to matter that she's no longer human.
Mm-hmm.
She is a person and she is a person no matter what form she takes, that Casey loves or that Casey cares about, kind of thing. And because Casey comes from where he comes from and who his dad is and how his dad acts, it's like, yes, Casey always wants his dad to do the right thing, except sadly, Hun is... I'm all for believing in people. I'm all for believing in people that can change, but at some point, sometimes there are some people that they are too far gone. And at this point in this story that IDW has been crafting since 2011, for the past decade, it has been a decade since this series started, folks. Wow. Hun has only gotten worse every single time.
Yeah, I still believe that eventually the Turtles could bring him around, but I think, yeah, I want to believe in the Turtles that yes, he's still a villain, yes, he's still misguided and not a good person, but being with where the Turtles do win by bringing people around, I think that's the only way it's going to happen, and it's just going to happen in a a long time. It's going to take him some special work to get there.
And he ain't going to get there. Can't you see it? The only one acting like an animal is you. Damn it, I ain't no animal, Case. I'm doing this for your own good, and you gotta stop getting in my way and let me do it. Ah, boy. And now Bishop's like, yeah, he does. And shamefully disloyal to his own father, and I was not expecting this. I guess I should have expected it from Bishop, since his whole thing is, I want to listen to my father and blah, 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 blah. And, the only thing worse than these monsters is a human traitor. And Hun's like, no way. And he jumps in front of the blast. So
still redeemable.
He's still redeemable, but there are things that he has said in this whole arc and things that he has done that just...
Yeah, he's still, I think, still will always put Casey first, if, when it comes to needing to jump in front of a bullet or something. But, yeah.
And somehow, some way, the real Slash comes through the clone.
Yeah, this was neat.
Yeah, this was really cool.
So, like, oh gosh. Hun is unconscious, knocked out from the electrical blast that Bishop put on him.
Yep.
Casey's going to help him, and Bishop, in his wounded, cut-apart robot body, is coming to go after Leo, who just got zapped and is also slightly incapacitated. But the Slash clone is coming after him, and that was that the foot stomp thing. So the Slash is coming up, and I think that's a callback to something that happened in that Bishop pass thing. Like, Bishop put his dad down when his dad's body failed him, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember at this point, and I would have to go back and look it up.
But thankfully, I still think one of those rules is the turtles can't kill anything. But they didn't say anything about Slash, and Slash curb stomps the chest of the
Bishop robot. Yep. Slash, bad little man.
So, and we get I don't know how, but I hope that ends up becoming a Slash that we remember someday.
Me too.
They left the door open.
And we do see that, Hun does care, but he only cares about Casey.
Yep.
But he's pretty much dead. Unless he isn't. Unless he just passed out. Which, I don't know. It feels like he died right here.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, and the text on there, death isn't ending, on that page.
Yeah.
It feels like that's supposed to be a death, but I also see a lot of times, like the Slash thing, the Slash clone talking, and the death that we just don't know is quite a death, that they leave it open for the next writers. They say, hey, here's this. If you need him to be alive for your story, go let him be alive in your story.
Yeah. So we get back to Kitsune and Shredder and Karai and all that. Well, Shredder isn't back yet, but Karai versus the demon here. While Kitsune basically, uses the power of Gozer to summon, everything into... I'm sorry. Whoops, wrong con. Looking at this panel of the city with the whole red sky, I'm like, wait.
That's Dana's apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man, talk about a keymaster and a gatekeeper over here. So Ocho is his name. I had forgotten what the demon's name was, and he knocks out Karai. Lay her here because she needs the dragon's blood, because, she says to him, your imprisonment is at an end. And we see that Oh, wow. His curse has been lifted, and he was just a normal human.
Yep.
Wow. And obviously he dies, but, and like a phoenix, the dragon rises. Are you guys seeing this? It's all over the news. Our bomb? Your bomb, you mean, and no, not that. So we go from the dragon rises to where the mutanimals are. Oh, boy.
Like, man, we don't need to help.
Yeah, no, we don't need to help. That's essentially the whole line there. And meanwhile, Pete has adopted all the humanly made mutants, or mutants made human, or no, yeah, I was right. Humanly made mutants. I don't say humanely, I said humanly, because yikes. And I do love that Sally is basically just standing up to Hob. We get back to Mikey and Don. And
this was a good moment for me.
Oh, this was an amazing moment.
How you doing?
Hi.
Nice night.
Mm-hmm. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mikey, did you ever think about what Splinter said tonight? I mean, about what it would be like. You know, not having him.
Time's up. $3 off.
That is an amazing image. That is definitely worth being somebody's Facebook cover photo or whatever, because wow, is that good. So good. Absolutely dig it. Man. So we get the kids out, we get Mikey out, and I know she's not going to hit him, but it just looks like when Donnie's like, all clear, and Angel's like, close your eyes, Mikey, and we see the explosion. Obviously, we see the explosion around him. Angel would never, shoot one of the turtles, I would hope. And, yeah. Mikey's all good, Donnie's all good, everybody's all good. They're sending the kids to Neutrino. Well, that's interesting.
Foot Clan can't get them there.
That's true, but wow. Again, something I was not expecting, and I love that Harold and Libby are there with the professor. I thought that was awesome. This issue is just so jam-packed full of emotions. It really is. We get back to the dragon, and Kitsune is about to basically kill Karai until Alopex, how? You? Yup. Me. And she basically just hoofs it with Karai in her arms. I will have your hide for this treachery. Another image.
Mundane for her, really. That
True.
insult.
Yeah, you'd think, but as much as I'm not that big of a fan of Headless Shredder, the battle image here where she sends them after them, that looks really cool.
I don't have a clear memory of them, but I wonder if the demons here, if they're referencing the monsters from the TMNT CG animated movie, the ones that Patrick Stewart releases by accident.
Oh, the Guardians, I don't think
not the
so.
four statues, but the monsters, like the little guy that fights in the diner.
Okay, yeah,
because he needed so many of them to close the gate. They needed to shove them back in there.
Yeah, maybe that would that would be interesting if this was who that was. That would be kind of cool. But I'm glad you're with me, Karai. At least I won't die alone. You are not alone, child. And I'm like, wait. You come with a doctor's bag? Really, Splinter?
No, silly child. This is my bowling ball.
Splinter on bowling night. I can just see him using
that is so totally something Splinter would do.
Splinter on bowling night, I can see him totally using his tail to whip the ball down the lanes to get a strike every time.
He'd wake up late morning, he'd drink his tea while watching his stories, and then at 5 or 6 o'clock at night, bye, Totos, and where does he go at night? And he goes and plays bowling with, like, Big Lebowski or something.
Yeah. Oh, so he shows up on the roof, because it always has to be a roof, and he does the telepathic thing, my sons, hear me now. I am here, my sons, above you on the rooftop. Your help is needed. The dragon is rising. I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Everything about that small little scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mikey just sent the kids away. I mean, obviously he had to, but Mikey's like, is that Donnie's father? And, oh man, it's such a good scene. We have the turtles versus the demons. Meanwhile, the dragon is also doing his thing. And
I get the sense it's coming through a portal, like they're trying to bring him back, but he's not quite. Yeah. That's the Pantheon. I have to remember, that's the Pantheon's dad. The Destroyer God.
Yep. Absolutely, that's who that is. That's the dragon. And, so as this battle goes on, is that Donnie or Leo? I think it's,
What's happening?
Yeah, that's Leo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Leo, because Donnie's over there with Jenica.
Yeah, everything's cast in a red hue in the color because there's this big red fire-breathing dragon wrecking the city, so that
exactly
looks a little bit funny.
And Splinter goes on to say, Kitsune is attempting to raise the dragon, my son, using Orokosaki as her arcane vessel. We must stop her. How? That duty falls to me. Yours is to hold off these soulless demons and their imposter general so I can send them all. I know a lot. I know it took us some time to get used to the turtles saying "damn it" in this, but I almost wish that Splinter would have said "hell," because it would have been a really cool connection to Shredder in Hell. But he says home. And yeah, so we have Kitsune going after Karai, but Alopex is still there. Filthy Cur always in the way. Not hard to be in the way when I know where to go. Kicked you out of my head, witch, but I still know how your twisted mind works. And Karai almost kills Kitsune. Except Kitsune gets the better of her. And then is where, we have the just keep fighting scene with the turtles fighting all the demons. And then is where we get back into this is the dream. This is the plan. This is that moment where we were in the last episode where we were like, wait, what the hell's going on here? This is that moment where, as Hamato Yoshi, Splinter goes back to Shen and Saki, and at the same time as that's going on, we have the battle going on with the demons. And what's more, it's not more important, but I'm going to phrase it as more important. First of all, I love the line here with Jenica and Casey and Angel. Freaking demons and dragons. It's like the ultimate nerd dream. So these chumps ain't make-believe in someone's mom's basement. That's okay. We're not exactly using dice as weapons either. I love that. I'm not the biggest Dungeons and Dragons fan, but I love that they threw that in. I love that that's battle conversation for the three of them. And we see the perilous choice of Splinter coming to the realm. And the fact that all his Kitsune really wants is Saki's love. She doesn't really want her damn dragon father back. She really wants, because he even says, one of them says, and she even now hesitates as regret finds her. Except for Saki to live, the balance always must be maintained. One must fall for the other to rise. And oh man,
so crazy.
It's just, this is a redeeming story. This is a story of redemption. Yes, Shredder has always been the villain in the entirety of the TMNT. But what they have done with these characters in these 100 issues, between Tom Waltz, Bobby Curnow, Kevin Eastman, one of the original creators, ever since issue 1, regardless of my initial, oh my god, the bandanas are red, thing, everything, it has been for a reason, and it has been to tell a story that just puts any and all Turtle fans in some emotional state at some time or another. And it is so good. So good.
They redeemed the irredeemable.
Absolutely, they have. And we have Splinter back on his narration to the children. We have little time. You must listen now. Please forgive me. I have failed you. By allowing my own doubts and fears to rule my actions, I have tainted my honor, as well as the loving trust that is given, that is the very essence of our family. And family is what you are to me, each and every one. I love you all. And now I know, no matter how much I have wished otherwise, there will always be dangers for our family to face. Just as I know, like a chain, a family is only as strong as its weakest link. And for far too long, I have been the weak link. That ends here and now. Farewell, my strong, precious children. My pride and faith in you knows no bounds. I know in my heart you will persevere. This was my opportunity to correct my wrongs. The next will be yours, Oroku Saki. You are a hollow vessel no more.
What a speech.
What a scene. Wow. Just
for
wow.
50 issues, this has not felt like Splinter, and he takes this moment to make amends for that.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's so good. I mean, I know for the last 100 issues that we've covered on this 100 plus, because obviously we cover more than just the main ongoing for the IDW series, but from issue 0 or issue 1 to now, holy crap. And you're right, ever since issue 51 was not so sure about your decisions here, Splinter. The surprise of the Turtles. And once again, the hits just keep on coming, folks, where it says, and what began with a ferocious roar, I think we won. Wait, where's father? He is no longer here, child. Ends in uncertain silence. Oh no. It is simply the calm before the next storm. Hamato Yoshi has returned to the dream. He died honorably. Through me, he cast down the dragon and restored the cosmic balance above and below, light and dark, life and death. Oh,
no.
See Shredder hold it. Oh my god. Normally, I don't care about seeing Shredder's actual face. I would prefer to just have him be behind the faceplate. I love this. I love this image. I think this is amazing. You know, it's so awesome. His sacrifice saved you, young master. Your brothers, your friends, saved us all. We are forever in his debt. Yeah. Yikes. And this ending, man. Oof. I was kind of has me not fearful, but trepidatious for the next issue because, and with a night for a night, the Rat King takes the Fox Queen. I do so love this game, my pets. Oh, God.
The Rat King was next to or appeared before Splinter when Splinter died in the Mirage series.
Okay.
And the Rat King was very different and weird, and I don't recall them really explaining who or what he was in the Mirage series. He was otherworldly spooky, only came to Splinter when he was injured or going nuts or not well. The episode of the 2012 Nickelodeon series with the Rat King and Splinter falling down the hole, that episode of that show was taken from their first interaction in Tales of the Turtles comic, Volume 1, the original.
Oh, wow.
And it's just, it's weird. And in that comic, Rat King had said, "I will come to you at the moment of your death." And like what? 15, 20 years later, when Volume 4 is wrapping up, Splinter walks out, has a heart attack, dies, and there's the Rat King. Like, what? What? We haven't seen him in that long, and there he is. And so it's really interesting to see him here. And, he's been dabbling, and I guess in this case, Splinter is the sacrificial piece for the Rat King to have taken his sister out of play.
Mm-hmm. And we see that Shen and Yoshi are back together. And you are returned to me, my beloved Yoshi. Shen, is it true? Is this real? As real as any dream can be, my husband. But how? How do I deserve this? Because in the end, you kept your sacred promise to me, Yoshi. You protected our children. You banished darkness, and you found the light. You found love. And at long last, we can truly begin.
Yay!
That is an amazing image after she says that, where it's just them in the heavenly circle with the white light around them. Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
We get an epilogue, folks, because we have to go back to Planet Neutrino.
Yeah, after credit scene, because this literally is like there's pages of ads in my book, and then it's the last page before the giant listing covers.
Yep. So there's Harold, Libby, all the kids, the professor, and the professor says, "It is certainly a good thing that they have become comfortable here so quickly, Libby. Sending any of you back to Earth would be a dangerous proposition at the moment. I was recently tasked by King Zenter with archiving all the data pertaining to the trial of General Krang, witness testimony, evidence, records, etc. It was during this process that I made the most disturbing discovery about the very nature of the Utroms themselves and how they came to dominate their planet. As it turns out, the Utroms are parasitic organisms. And like the children we've brought here, they too are extremely resilient." Ooh.
What?
Has Krang ever been in Leatherhead?
Yeah, well, I think I've seen this before in like previews or in images from the IDW series, but
yeah,
no, this is Krang coming back in Leatherhead's body.
Yikes!
Which is amazing looking and terrifying looking.
Yeah, it's very creepy. Very creepy. So 100 issues, sir. issue 100. This is easily a 5 out of 5. There's no there's no trepidation to this. There's no this is the culmination of a decade of work. Wow.
Yep.
Just wow. As I said, we do have covers at the back of the trade. I like a lot of them.
Covers.
So many covers. There are so many covers. There are Eastman covers. There are covers by Jali. There are covers by Michael Dynalius. There are covers by everybody. So good. What else would you like to say about this issue or this entire run to this point?
Now the issue 100 is done and they've told this absolutely massive story. I want to talk to Waltz again and see, at what point did you know Shredder was the character that you were going to redeem at the end? At what point did you decide that Splinter was dying in issue 100? When did you decide what the Pantheon was up to? All of those. There's just a lot of questions about how they. Bobby too, I guess, should be in on this and on that conversation as well too, because that was a feat of organization and planning, and also just I think there's something that movie writers do that I've seen and it happens in comics too, where you put the little the mystery box there. What is the thing from Lost?
I don't know. I never watched Lost.
J.J. Abrams, I think, calls it the mystery box. You plant this seed, and you don't have any. The writer doesn't have any idea as to what that is. They just know we're going to float this out there, and I think you even listen to the readers and see what they're thinking that thing was, and eventually you either ignore it and it's a seed that gets picked up later, or you pick it up and you bring it in to the current issue, and we planned this all along. I'd like to know, how much of that was planned, how much of that was serendipity or leaving things and then hoping that they get picked up. But it's an achievement. It's an amazing thing. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, turtle universes that we've ever had.
Absolutely. So good. All right, folks, that's TMNT 100. That is our TMNT month. There may be one more episode here in August for Transformers Beast Wars number 7, which starts a new arc in the IDW Publishing Transformers Beast Wars saga. And then in September of 2021, we have got a bunch of Scooby-Doo stuff to do. We're doing Scooby-Doo Team Up Volumes 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8, along with Transformers Beast Wars number 8 and Radiant Black 7 and 8. So that's what's coming up here inside the pull bag. You have anything else you want to say before I close it out, sir?
No, just if you are interested in our little shindig, the Geek Stuff Garage sale, we're probably going to do one in early September. So find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Geek Stuff Garage sale. You can message me there about the Ninja Turtle wisdom that I like to drop, and ask me any questions, talk to me there, or follow there for information on the free Geek Stuff event.
Awesome. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us this time here inside the pull bag. Join us next time when we've got more Transformers talk going on here, and also on all things Transformers. Make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that just no?
Yes. And no. Wisdom comes from experience, and experience comes from making mistakes.
Aha! So in order for us to gain the wisdom, we have to make the mistakes, so we can go.
No.
And yes?
No.
Ow.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's first comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate and leave a review for the show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Become a fan of us on Facebook, facebook.com/thepullbag. Send us an email, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter @thepullbag and @geekcastradio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.